Hey everybody, just leaving Muscatine, Iowa after a great house party. Thank you, Randy, for opening up your home to us and to everyone who came out to greet us, especially our friend from El Paso, went to Coronado High School, now lives in Iowa, who came up and said hello and gave us a really warm welcome. Thanks to everyone in every community that we visited today, beginning in Keokuk. Just an incredible start to a really important day for us, everyone who's part of this campaign to serve this country as the next president of the United States. And Keokuk, you are so amazing and so good to us, and I am so forever grateful to you. To everyone in Fort Madison, especially at the high school, go Bloodhounds, and especially Mr. King, who in his welding shop talked to us about the importance not just of a great high school education, but making sure that people are ready to work, that they've got some college under their belt by the time that they graduate, and who gave up a potential life of retirement in Florida to be part of doing something really important and powerful for his community and for these kids in whom he believes. That's something that I'm going to remember forever. To everyone at the bean counter in Burlington, thank you. Great questions, amazing conversation, a lot of energy in that room, and that energy is still with us and also is part of this campaign. And then again, we ended the night in Muscatine and just had, again, a great conversation. Got to meet a lot of new friends who I hope are going to be lifelong ones, and just feel really positive about the first day of this campaign and this effort that we have all undertaken to help to bring this divided country together and to expect and try to bring out the very best in every single one of us and not be defined or divided by our differences, but to always seek a way to come together. The only way to meet the challenges and the opportunities before us. And I found that everywhere that I went today. So thank you, Iowa, for a tremendous first day of this campaign. And thanks to everyone in and outside of Iowa who supported us, made a contribution today so that we could stay on the road every single day that it will take to meet every single person in this country who wants to be part of this historic grassroots effort. If you want to join others who have already made this commitment, you can go to BetoO'Rourke.com, or there's a link that Chris has put up in this live stream, and you can just click on that, make a donation, $5, $10, whatever you can do, whatever you would like to do. That will help us to reach a lot more people. And in advance, thank you. And thanks to everyone who's already chipped in today. It's 8:57 in El Paso, Texas. Chances are kids are already in bed. Amy, if you're watching this, would love for you to screen in with us so that we and everyone who's on this stream can see you. But thinking about you guys and love the messages of encouragement that I got all day long today. Friends, family in El Paso, thank you all. Thank you for giving me the chance to do this. And to everyone who's part of this, just know how grateful I am and how much I'm looking forward to the work and the days and the months and the years ahead. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this together. So thank you all. In the Dodge Grand Caravan with Cynthia, with let's see if we can get a shot of Cynthia.
We're back. Hello.
We're back. With Chris and with Norm. I don't know if we can see Norm in the back.
First time.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. There's Norm.
Long-time listener, first-time passenger, Norm,
That's
who is a big part of the big success that we've had today
right.
in Iowa and really across the country, from all of those who pitched in, tuned in, and decided that they're going to become part of this. You give us so much hope and so much encouragement and make us that much stronger. And so thank you. Again, if you can make a donation now, especially tonight, it's going to prove so effective in what we seek to do, which is really just to meet and to listen to everyone who wants to become part of this effort. Please click on the link that's there, donate what you can, sign up, and agree to be part of this. And know that I am grateful for even the consideration.
You need the flashlight on you. No one saw you.
Okay, we're going to give this another shot for Norm and
There
Cynthia.
she is.
Yeah.
Nice to see
Hey.
you all again. It's a great day.
It was a great day.
It was a really, really, really
It really
good day.
was. So happy to be back.
Cynthia, your favorite part of the day?
Whoa.
Man, there was so many. Iowa felt so wonderful. All the people were just over the top nice. I would have to say the first stop that we made, when there's so many people that you had to jump up on the counter to be able to talk. I think that was cool. That was fun.
That was fun. I think maybe at the bean counter.
I was at the bean counter in
Right,
Burlington.
in Burlington.
Burlington.
Yeah, that was fun. Norm, how about you? Favorite part of the day?
Oh, it had to be starting the day in Keokuk.
Yeah.
First event of the presidential campaign in Keokuk, Iowa. Great city, great town, great campaign. It was a perfect fit.
Yay.
Chris, for you?
Well, they stole two of my answers. And I'm going to leave the high school for you. So
Yeah.
I would go with this house party meet and greet we just had. Muscatine, Iowa.
Randy.
It was so cool. People just opening up their home and asking their neighbors and their friends and their coworkers and their classmates to come over and just have a chance to talk with one another about what's going on. And I thought that was so cool that people would just come over on an evening night and all get together in someone's house. Like that is,
Yeah.
that's pretty unforgettable.
Absolutely. And so there was like a conversation that we all had together in common. And then afterwards, some folks wanted to take pictures or just say hello. And those conversations, really amazing as well. Just individually getting to know people. I just feel so lucky that you welcomed us in and that you also opened up about the things that you're concerned about. There are folks who will support us in this campaign, folks who came to listen, who may decide down the road. To each one of you, I'm grateful for taking the time and stepping up at this moment of truth that is just going to define us forever. We're in really good company, and I'm grateful, very grateful for that. It's amazing to be back in the Dodge Grand Caravan.
Yeah.
This feels like a very familiar car. This one only has,
familiar.
I think, had when we picked it up,
800 miles. Right?
800 miles. We're now over 1,100 miles. So a lot of driving today, but we got to see a lot of people. It was really fun. Sub Arena.
Sub Arena was
Sub
so
Arena.
cool. For Madison.
Down with the sandwiches at Sub Arena.
Great
Really
food.
good.
It was
really
so
good
good.
food.
I had
Super
mine on
cool
pretzel
people.
bread. I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So things you learn.
The things you learn, the things you pick up. Amy, if you're out there, tune in. Join us. Let's split screen. Want to see how you're doing.
I'll give a shot of the road and look to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So my sister Charlotte. Charlotte, I know you're out there because Cynthia says that you're watching. You and Greg are making dinner. You're hanging out with Mara and Reed and Patrick and Max. Love to you all and happiest of birthdays to you.
Happy birthday, Charlotte.
You want to sing to her? Is that what I heard?
Charlotte, you want us to sing to you? I think we got to do it now that you. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlotte. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
All right, Charlotte, I hope you're good in El Paso. Wow, I can't believe that we are at the end of this day. So much happened today, met so many people. So amazing. And it's so good to be in now. We thought about it and made a decision together as a family, and then quickly brought together some really amazing people to be joined by other amazing people in the near future. We'll continue to grow and bring more and more people in. But this feels so good, and it feels so right. Each of us doing everything we can within our power at this moment to do the best for one another and for the future of this country, for every generation that will follow us. Healthcare, the economy, climate change, fixing our democracy so that we can meet all of those challenges. All of that is what we talked about here today, and much, much more. So just the start of, or just the end of one of hundreds of days on the road visiting communities like these. I'll tell you, Chris, one interesting moment at the start of the day. We woke up in Keokuk and came downstairs to have the complimentary breakfast, and the woman Kim behind the counter at the hotel, she was reading the news on her computer, and she was talking to a colleague of hers, and she's like, what's all this about? And she's like, oh, well, there's some guy who I guess is announcing he's running for president, and he chose to be here in Keokuk. And they're like, well, who is that? And then I was just on my way returning my room key, and I said, oh, hey, that's me. And they laughed, and they were like, no, really? And I was like, no, really, that's me. And I got to introduce myself. Hey, I'm Beto O'Rourke. I'm from El Paso. And we had a great conversation. And then I think Chris took a picture with Kim, and I don't know if we posted it yet.
Oh, we sure did.
Oh, we did. So you can get to meet Kim.
She's right here. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Graphics
Yeah.
department.
So Kim, thank you. You were so good to us. You were literally, since we drove in so late last night, after getting to meet Norm in person, although I'd met him on the phone, you were one of the very first people in Iowa that I had the chance to meet and introduce myself to. So you'll always hold a very, very special place for me. So thank you.
Students at the high school asked like some really, really good questions. I thought that was great. Yeah, so smart. The students at the high school and asked really good questions, very thought-provoking.
My buddy in that meeting was the young woman who, when the room would go silent and like a few questions had been asked and no one, I don't know if people were done, were thinking about stuff, or were not quite ready to ask a question, she'd jump in and ask another question, and every single one of them was so good. And then I could see her kind of goading her friend to ask a question as well, which she did.
Lily, right? Wasn't that
Yeah,
Lily.
and
yep.
then I'll tell you what, there was a woman who asked me about immigration, about the U.S.-Mexico border, and it was a tough question, and was asked in a very thoughtful way, and I could probably surmise from her response, just the way she looked, she may not agree with me on the way that I feel about these issues. But she took the time to come up to me after the meeting, and she said, you could probably tell I'm on the other side, is the way that she put it. And I guess she meant a Republican. But she said, I'm so grateful that you came to Fort Madison, that you came to my high school, and that you answered the question that I asked you. And, I told her I was so grateful for the fact that she showed up and that she asked the question, and that she heard me out in my answer, and that she then took the time to talk to me. And I said, look, we're not on opposite sides. We're in this together, regardless of who you vote for. We're in this together at the end of the day. So that felt really good. All right, I want to make sure I'm on the right path here. Yep, says I am. Just what you do too. Got it. Safety first, Chris.
Always.
Safety first.
Always.
So today you took the kids to school? It was one of the last...
Not today.
Not today?
It was yesterday.
That's right. I'm
Yeah. Yes, yesterday. Yeah, I know. It feels like we were just in El Paso, but I was in El Paso yesterday,
right.
and I got to take the kids to school, and it was really bittersweet, and probably more for me than for them. They're at the age, they're 12, 10, and 8, where they're like, Dad, not too close, and I gotta go. And for me, I really wanted to hold on. And I was telling somebody who asked me about what it felt like to leave El Paso, to leave Amy and the kids, although I'm going to be back before long. But I said, I feel both pulled by them to stay and also feel pushed away because they're counting on all of us to do everything we can at this moment. And our contribution to that is running this race and seeking to serve this country, everyone in this country, all of us together. As my friend Paul said to me in a text he shot me, he said, it cannot be half of us. If we're going to make any of these big, great things possible, it's going to have to be all of us. And that's the way in which we run. That's the spirit in which we wish to serve. And that's the way that people met us today in Iowa. So that's encouraging as well.
Should we eat?
We should probably eat. We'll sign off, but I really am counting on you, and I'll make this my final appeal of the evening before we have a sandwich and continue the drive to make sure that we get a little bit of sleep before we start bright and early tomorrow. Please consider making a contribution to this campaign, joining this effort, being a part of the largest grassroots campaign this country has ever seen. That's our goal. That's what we hope to achieve. Only you can make that possible. So there's a link in this live stream that you can click on to make that donation. And I'm talking $5 or $10. You can also go to Beto, B-E-T-O, O'Rourke, OROURKE.com, and you can make a donation there as well. Thanks to everyone who made this day possible, everyone in Iowa who greeted us, everyone in El Paso who sent us off with a ton of goodwill and love. We're very, very grateful to be able to do this with you. We hope that all of you have a great night, and we look forward to seeing you on the road very soon. Adios.